Okay, so I wanted to make a quick video. Hopefully it'll only take me 2 videos to do this. Displaying how to best take advantage of Germany and their um, abilities. So let's look at that real quick. We get an additional military policy slot that really helps in the early game. That's an additional red card. We also get +7 combat strength when attacking city-states, which is fantastic early game because if you take somebody out right next to you, you've got a free city extra for you. It can kind of help mid-game as well. Late game, I guess it's not so prevalent because you pretty much exceed all the city-states around anyway. Plus, you'll piss off your neighbors at that point. But if you take them out early before other people have met them, then you're not going to aggravate them. If they don't know them, then they don't care. Our next ability is each city can build one more district than usual, exceeding the normal limit based on population. So, when you have a city, at 1 population, you can build 1 district. At 3 population, it's 3 or 4. You can build your 2nd district, and then at 7 population, you can build your 3rd district. And then beyond that, I think it goes 10, then 14, and I don't know beyond that. So with this ability, basically that means that right off the bat, we can build 2 districts. And once we have either 3 or 4 population, I don't remember which it is, we can build a 3rd district. So if we build multiple cities with very low population, they can still all have 3 districts in them, which is a huge advantage. The U-boat, honestly, I can't say I've ever used it. Unique modern era that replaces submarine, cheaper to produce, additional sight, additional combat strength when fighting on ocean tiles. I honestly can't say I've ever used it. There's not a lot of naval warfare that I've found in this game, so less useful. But our Hansa is super good. Okay, so a district unique to Germany for industrial activity replaces industrial zone district and cheaper to build. So it replaces our industrial district. Okay, you get +2 production bonus if adjacent to a commercial hub district. +1 production bonus for each adjacent resource. And +1 production bonus for every 2 adjacent district tiles. Now, there is no cap on this. That is +2 production for every adjacent commercial hub district, and +1 for every 2 adjacent district tiles. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our cities close together so that we can stack multiple of those next to each other to get a +6 or 7 or 8 even production bonus from each of these Hansas. So between the Hansas and the commercial hubs, we already have production and money, and then we have a 3rd district right away, which I usually invest straight into science because we have the extra production. That'll let you have either a massive high-tech military or an army that's high-tech as well. So we're going to settle on that cocoa, and then we're going to start exploring out this way. And we're going to see what we can find around to set up our 3 cities all within this area. Okay, already I've got mountains around, which I like. And I'm going to go straight to warriors because I want to engage in early combat. Now, I don't have any other bonus resources around me, which kind of sucks. But we're going to go into mining so that we can chop down trees real quick and work our production faster. Hoping I get a city-state close to me down to the south or up to the north, preferably to the south so I don't have to deal with all this desert. Now, the big downside about my settlement starting here is I don't have a whole lot of production on my base square, but all these mountains around, that's already like great for science bonuses. So that's kind of where I'm planning at the moment. We can also take advantage of this river for commercial hubs. Oh fuck, and we got a sieve. That is what I didn't want to see. Let's find out how close to us she really is.
When you find yourself in a...
Okay, we've got Carthage right over there, but it looks like they're across some ocean. This may not work out the way I want it to. Let's go pottery. Okay, she's down there to the right. She may not pose too much of an issue. Carthage being across this ocean is not a good target for this. Well, maybe. If this right here is connected by land, we might be able to make it work, but not as ideally as we'd like. So you know what? Let's go ahead and bring this warrior back up north, because I'm not going to probably end up going down into Carthage. We're going to go into one more warrior, and we are going to go ahead and... No, we'll save the money. We'll save it for a builder.
At his best.
Okay, so we have +5 against that. We also automatically get both of those. We get plus production, which we're going to take right now instead of the Golden Faith. Usually this is what I would prefer, but right now I don't have enough production in my city, and that's going to make a big difference. I'm going to go straight into craftsmanship, just because it'll help with my builders, so that we can get these built up quickly. We've got a barbarian camp right down here, so we're going to go take that out right now. I know we've got one up north because the scout came from up north, but we'll send my next builder to deal with that when he comes out.
I thought clay must feel...
Let's go into husbandry, because when I do my next city, I've got a lot of pastures around. I'm going to accept their delegation because I want to be friends with Tamaris. No point in making an enemy of her early game. She's already a pain in the ass if you do. she'll get horses out before me probably. Yeah, she usually does. So, every civ in the game has an affinity towards a particular start. Some of them have no affinity, but most of them have an affinity towards whatever their specialty is. Like, for example, Norway usually is near the ocean. Scythia is usually next to horses. So, chances are, most of the time, she has horses early game. I'm going to go straight to my next settler. And I'm also going to buy my builder. And we're going to send him out to mines and chopping trees. Because I want to get these settlers out quick before Tamara starts to eat up all that land down here.
I am fond of pigs.
We'll go into campus because we're going to build them. And that'll also take us in the route towards the industrial district and the commercial hub, which is what we're working for. I'm going to chop this so we get our builder out, or our settler out quickly. I'm not going to wait around until I get to lumber mills. I'm going to have him go ahead and build a mine because I want production in this city. Oh, we've got Auckland. But see, this isn't quite close enough for me to take advantage of my setup that I'm trying to do. Now, could I make use of Auckland? Sure. And will I eventually? Maybe. I'm trying to remember what their suzerain bonus is. Actually, what I'll try to do is keep them as a suzerain because of the production. That'll be useful to us. Carthage, sort of, only if we went military. They'd be more prudent to take, but once again, they still don't help exactly with the setup that I want to do. I'm already kind of planning right now where I would put my cities. And I like to do them in groups of 3. I feel like any more than that can get kind of tricky. You can do it, but it's easier to just plan in 3s and then do clusters of that. So you kind of build them in 3s of like a circle next to each other. Looks like he probably already took care of the barbarian camp I expected up there. Okay, so let's take a look at where we're actually going to settle these. Alright, so like I said, what we want to do is stack all of our commercial hubs and industrial districts next to each other. We also want to take full advantage of all these mountains for our commercial districts, or for our campuses, rather. Now I can do one up here for this city, and that'll get me 2 mountain tiles. I also have a spot right here that'll be great. That'll get me 3, if possible. And then I can do the back side of this, where that'll get me 2. So what I've got to figure out next is where I can line up all of my other districts. So when we look at settleable squares, let's actually just turn the lens on, make this easy. Settleable squares. Oof. Okay, so we've got right here where the rainforest is, and all the way along this river. any of those is going to be housing-wise. So, if I go right here, okay, I have anywhere within 3 to place districts, right, as long as it's not in these 6. And then if I did another one right here or right here, let's try and stay down here so I can keep my campus there. I can go all the way out here. So then ideally, I could do okay, so let's consider this. Let's do that a harbor, right? So that I get my gold bonus if this is a commercial district. So let's call this my commercial 1. Then from this city here, I could make this their Hansa. And then I could do this another commercial district. I think is how I would want to do that. Commercial, Hansa, commercial, Hansa. So, and then from these guys here, we could run commercial, and we could even make that my next Hansa. We might have to do 2 right there, a commercial and a Hansa, and then set up, let me think through this. What we want to stack is 2 commercials next to each Hansa. And usually you can do it in stacks like this, because if you do, say, okay, a Hansa, commercial Hansa, and then Hansa commercial, then this will be next to, okay, so that's a Hansa, and we have commercial here and a commercial here, then this gets the 2 adjacency from those 2. Okay, and then we do a Hansa here, a commercial right here, right, and then a Hansa here, then this would be next to a commercial and a commercial. And then we do that as our 3rd Hansa, then we're next to a commercial and a commercial. Right? So, or a commercial and right here and right here. How would we do that? It'll take me some time to actually look at them to figure them out. So let's plan this ahead. We'll do that as my starting commercial spot though. So let's go ahead and bring the settler down. As far as, let's see. We could do them all the way there, but we're probably, oh, I can't take that bonus there. So, probably going to go with that spot right there. We could do this. Which actually might be a better idea, because then I get to chop down those rainforests. I just wanted to be, you've got to be so many away from your own cities. You got to give that 3 squares away. So I didn't want to take up too much space from these guys, so we're actually going to go here. It's still not going to be, or the next one's going to have to be right there either way, I think. Yeah. So, you know what, let's go here. That'll still be within range of being able to set everything up with each other. It'll make more sense once I actually start to lay it out. I know I kind of rushed through that and it sounded a touch confused myself, but it's just a matter of proper planning. Since I'm not going to attack any city-states early, let's work out one more builder, and we'll be able to send him straight down to these guys to help them out.
Writing is easy.
And what else do you got around up here, guys? We're very much on a little island here, which can be both good and bad for us with Germany. Let's take him farther south and see what we're going to run into. And let's take him over this way. And that's going to take a while to do. We really need the... let's go bronze working so we can chop down our rainforest. I know it's going to take a while to build, but we're going to need it. I don't have any use for irrigation. I don't have bananas or anything like that next to me. Really need some science boost, so we might have to get this campus going fairly early. Yeah, this is an island. This is not the best, the absolute best start that I've had for, like, location-wise, but we're gonna make it work. It'll be alright. Yeah, we're gonna pop this city down. And let's get it going on a builder itself. Because I don't think I have to worry about Scythia right now. She's going to be a little pissed off when I pop another city down over here, but that's okay. She'll live. Hopefully she doesn't try to war with me early. If we can, we'll trade her something, try to be friendly. Right now, we're still on decent terms. Let's see if we can offer her something. Let's give her chocolate. I'm not so worried about the amenities immediately. And I'm going to get those coffees to make up for it. In the early game, you don't need a whole lot. So, hoping that improves relationships a touch. And I can declare a friendship with her so that I know she's not going to attack me. Here... what we're going to build is a campus here. Okay, because I want this science going quick. And these guys or these guys are going to steal that spot. So I'm going to chop down this tree so we get the extra production that we want out of it. And I'm going to get this other settler going. I know this is kind of a quick expand, and this won't always work if you've got a lot of enemies nearby, or somebody you do have to war with. But I'm hoping that she plays nice. And it looks like she's already settling that direction, so I shouldn't have to worry about her stealing my spot. Now, this does put you in a very vulnerable position to rush this fast. I don't necessarily recommend doing it this fast. I'm trying to just kind of display how quickly it can be done, or get done quickly enough to show how this will work. I don't recommend going straight into this, but do plan ahead for how you will set these cities up in the long run. Let's see if she likes us yet. Oh, this is Germany over here. No, it's not. When did I meet the Germans? Let's bring this guy back, because he's not doing us any good out here anymore. This is all explored and we're isolated. There's a barbarian camp. Hello, Gilgamesh. Where are you? Oh, down here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna buy that spot. This is what I was saving my money for. I may have to bring him back to go help up there. She likes us so far. Let's hope we can become friends soon. I don't need her running horse archers up on my unprotected cities that early. It just won't be a fun day. Let's send this man over to help. Just so I can make sure I get that camp and get the money from it. Okay, he chopped that. Now we're going to send him straight down here to go start chopping at rainforests as soon as we can. There was something else I wanted to do there, and I don't remember what now. That's okay. I just wanted to check if she liked this yet. She doesn't. Hey, now she does. So we're going to go ahead, now that we've got the little green smiley, we can usually declare a friendship with them. And then we know that she probably won't mess with us.
Bronze is the mirror of the four.
And we've got bronze, so we can chop down our rainforest. So... okay, we're friends with Scythia. Now that we're friends, I don't really have to worry about her attacking. Scythia in particular, she's real big on trust. Her agenda's here. If you go under this tab here, it says their overview, little things about them. The more you get to know them, the more you'll get to know about them. But right here, like civilization who declared friends, hate civilization who backstab or do surprise wars. So if you can get friends with her, kind of like Gilgamesh, because Gilgamesh is the same way. If you can befriend Gilgamesh, like civilization, willing to form long-term alliances, dislikes denouncing her friends or allies. Both of them can be very, very strong allies because they're usually very war-heavy. So if you can get to friendship with them, then you're in a pretty good position. Now, I'm going to start on currency because I want to get that market out soon. I know it's going to take a while, but what I'm going to do is just build a trader here very soon so that we can get that going quicker. Because right now, 22 turns is too long to wait. As soon as my settler pops in my main city here, then we'll go for a trader. I met Saladin. He's usually always religion-based. Very nice. Scythia likes us. Good for us. Saladin, you usually just have to worry about religion if you're going for a religion. He's gonna be a pain in your ass. If you're not, then you don't really gotta sweat him too bad. That's probably not always 100% true, but this is kind of what I've found. We're gonna pull back here because otherwise he's gonna die. We're gonna wait on my backup to show up. And let's make sure our dudes are working the most productive squares possible right now. Because and they are. More than anything, that's what I need at the moment is production. So that I can get all this rolling quickly. Down here, we're working the food so we can grow. Which is what we want there. So they're pretty on the ball. We've got one iron in our area. I see one up here in Auckland. which doesn't really help us at the moment, but it can in the long run. If we continue to befriend them, or if we decide to take Auckland. Right now, I think we'll keep them because they offer bonus production. If we can get further friends with them, then we'll get a copy of their bonus resources. If you're the Caesarean, where is it at? You can build on their city tiles, and you gain ownership of all of their resources. So if they have iron, you can send a builder up to improve it for them, which they already have a mine on it. They actually have 2. So if we can become the Caesarean of Auckland, send all our envoys into there, then we will have a 2 iron income already. So that would be huge. We'll definitely be keeping them around for the moment being. And down here, we're going to go ahead and chop this rainforest because it's not doing us much good. The builder came out, so we're going to send him down to build a pasture. Which will give us some bonus production down there. In this city, we're going to go ahead and start on my campus. Which we're going to do... Ooh, I really want that spot for them. See if we have the money to buy both tiles. We won't right now. But we'll start on it. We'll do that. And you know what? Let's start on our 3rd builder, because we can just send him over here for when that settler makes it. And then we'll have builders pre-built for our new cities so that we can get improvements up and rolling for them. Now this one's going to have to go right here because we need to be within 3 of that so we can build along those. So we're going to go with that spot right there. And you, sir... Because that's going there, this is going to be their campus spot because it's the best 2 adjacency tile spot with those 2. So I'm not going to build that pasture because I'll just end up destroying it. Let's see what they're getting next. Their next tile is going to be that one down there. So we're going to send him that way. And we're going to use this guy to build us one more mine for some bonus production down there. Up here, we're going to do this campus that we bought the square for. It'll get my 2 mountain adjacency bonuses. And it looks like that's a gorgeous spot for 1 too. That's another 3, depending on what this land is right here. So we might look towards that in the future as well. And I don't know if that barbarian came from up there or if he's from this camp down here. But I don't like it. Let's get my mine. My boost to apprenticeship. Oh shit, I forgot to build that settler. Or that trader. Alright, oh, we actually can't yet. Why can't we? I don't have the civic for it. 5 turns until I can build it. That's okay. That'll work out almost perfect for us. And you are going to go to sleep until I get that pasture unlocked. Cool, I was afraid that barbarian was going to take the camp spot back, but he didn't, so that's a free camp. Thanks, Scythia. Let's send you over here to investigate. And you are gonna go meet my man over here. Fuck, I hope he doesn't steal him. I'm gonna be pissed. God damn it. Alright, well, I'll have to go steal him back. Luckily, we can kind of pincer this. I'm gonna go ahead and go straight south. I'm gonna cut it off. Alright, we'll get him back quickly enough. You need to heal. And you need to wait on that settler to show up. That could have been far more problematic. We got lucky. We probably don't need to do the builder production quite at the moment. Let's go back to the production for all cities. Because I'm not... Oh, I am building one more builder right now. Never mind. We'll keep it. And I'm not too worried about those two. We'll go with that just in case I decide I do want to go with more dudes. Because the recon bonus obviously isn't getting us anything because I don't have any recon units. And I want you to go back up there. You're gonna go up north with that guy because I don't know what's up there. You're gonna rest here where I'm gonna place this city anyway. got my next builder. So let's do that so I can chop down that tree. And here, can we afford yet? We can. The square. So we're gonna get out. Ooh, but I need population growth because I need to get to, well, see, right now I can already build 3 districts. So even though I don't have my commercial hubs yet, like at 4 pop, you can build 3 districts. So we can do a campus right off rip, because by the time we get our industrial and our commercial hubs, we'll still have enough population to build them. Up here, we're going to get this trader going. And here, I'm going to get you chopped down. Get that commercial hub coming out a little bit quicker. You're going to settle me there. Not a bad spot, still on fresh water. Within range of what we need. I like it. And there is no district up here, so that'll be a good city later, though. If I put one right here on the coast, that spot will be hella good for a campus. We could run this campus, commercial hub, harbor. Ooh. Harbor, commercial hub, campus. Fuck, even holy district right there. And that could be pretty solid. And then this could be a Hansa. We can make that still pretty fucking useful. As a tiny little city, it still could be very strong. And that's just part of location and partially because of Germany's bonuses with that Hansa. Where do we need to go then? In that case, let's go explore farther south and make sure we know where our neighbors' borders are. And send you over that way. Pop you out. And then let's go buy that iron. I have the money right now. That'll turn to it in 11 turns. We'll probably end up just buying that anyway. And right here, we're going to go campus first. And we're going to make it right here. We're going to swap this to these guys. And we can go straight into a campus. And they're still working decent tiles. I know I'm ignoring a lot of, bonus resources and stuff here, but I promise my cities will end up stronger than everybody else's because of Germany's adjacency bonuses on their districts. And I'll also be able to build all of my science buildings and stuff much quicker than everybody else because of that too. Ooh, Scythia wants to settle right next to me. Well, you're going to have to find somewhere else, Scythia. I'm sorry. We'll just take our shit up north at some point when she starts to become too much more of a pain in the ass. I was already sitting here thinking of where I could do my next ones. I know I talked about a city right there. I could always take over Auckland as well. And then I could do a city up around over here somewhere and run another set of these districts like along here. Dependent. Or I could take over Auckland and do it like in the middle of here. Something like that. We can get it rolling. Or, like I said, we'll have so much production and science, we'll probably out-tech Scythia by that point, and we could always just take her the fuck out and take her cities, raise them, and build the same thing over again. later game when we have the production to crank out a fuck ton of builders and get it all going very quickly. You're going to go investigate what's over that way. I was supposed to acquire that pasture in 5 turns. Did that fucking change on me?
Wealth consists not in...
It did. I'm going to buy that. And we're also going to buy that. And what we want to get to is this. So that's what we're going to do. Now already I'm friends with most of my neighbors. And that sounded like barbarians. Oh, fuck, I don't care about that. And I'm about to have 3 campuses up immediately. All with mountain adjacency bonuses. Now that's kind of luck due to location, but nonetheless it's planned luck, which is the best kind. So that's going to work out heavily in our favor. We'll probably need that amenity sooner than later. Because I don't have any others around. So we'll go towards that. We'll get it built. Oh, actually, cancel that. I didn't realize this guy only had 1 more charge. I want to go chop down this tree over here to help build this campus quicker. Alright, got my trader out. Let's send you to... We're going to send it to... Grova. Well, the idea being that we want her to be friendly. So if I send her... we're going to actually send it here because it'll work better for my routes between cities. The idea being is if you're sending her shit, then she's going to be more friendly towards you. So that's what we want right now. And here we're going to start on our setup. So we're going to go with commercial hub first, right here on a river, +2 bonus. And let's think this out one more time. If I do that commercial and that Hansa. Okay, if that's a commercial, these guys can go 1, 2, 3. That can be a commercial. So that's my 2 commercials here. And then you guys will have to go... Three. 1, 2, 3. Commercial there. So commercial to this Hansa. Commercial to this Hansa. And commercial to this Hansa. So I mean my 3 Hansas 1, 2 to this one, 1, 2 to this one, and 1, 2, 3 to this one. I think is how I want that set up. Commercial, Hansa. Hansa, commercial, Hansa. Yeah. So all of them will be getting hella bonuses off each other. So when we look at that, each one's at least next to 2 commercial hubs. So each one is going to give us +2 production. We also get +1 production for each adjacent resource, which we don't have a whole lot around. But we get +1 production for each 2 adjacent tiles. So the ones on the outskirt edge will only be next to 2 each. The one in the middle will be next to, I think, almost 4, depending on what I build on the other side of it. The one that I'm thinking, the one right here, because he'll have 1, 2, and 3, and if I build one there, I think the city actually also counts as 1. So that'll be getting a +2, 4, 6 bonus on that, whereas this one and this one, that'll be at 6. This one will be only at 5. But still, that's 5 production, 6 production, and 6 production on those industrial districts. That's insane. And that's going to give me such an early advantage on all of my production and techs. And it'll also allow me to build all of my campus districts and shit faster. So that when the later game comes, I can build up all of my science buildings faster than everybody else, which will actually get you science faster than everybody else. When you're the first one to get universities and to get research labs because you're bringing in more science than everybody because you're building them faster, it snowballs.
I shot an arrow into the... Look back over the...
I don't think I'll be building builders anytime soon because I'm going to be building a lot of districts. So we'll go with the production at the moment. We're still working towards just the government too for the extra slots. Ooh. Hello, free settler. Poor Scythia must have lost that one. Well, we will take it. If we can grab it. Ooh, okay, so because it's in her borders, I can't get in. You know what? She might want to open borders. No, not joint war. Open borders. You'll give me open borders. Cool. So now that borders are open, we're going to try and steal that guy. Trees chopped. That library is done. And now we have 3 campuses up. And we're bringing in 14.7 science per turn. Which, let's see where we rank right now. We're still low compared to some people. But not necessarily. He's bringing in the same science, and he gets a building. His builders can build a building that give him science. She's far lower than that. So, right now we're off to a decent little start here. We're going to take any kind of production bonus we can get. We're not next to a lot of fishing boats. We have one mine over a strategic resource. We don't have a lot of others around. Marsh oasis and floodplains. I see. Not much of those either. So we may not be able to do anything with those, unfortunately. What do we have a lot of? We have several pastures. We could get the free culture from it. Let's double check and make sure these aren't floodplains. They're not. They're not. None of them are. There's not a lot of strategic resources around for us to take advantage of. So none of these really are great for us with what we're planning on doing. We'll go with the culture for pastures, just because we'll have a few. We've got 2 already. I've got them 2 sheep up north. That'll be an extra 4 culture, which I don't hate. I mean, it's free culture. It works you through the tree at least a little faster, and we're not building into culture. So any little bonus to our science tree will be helpful. Okay, so we said this one has to build my commercial hub here. So we need to switch this production over to that. And make that the commercial hub. And this guy is going to actually build his right there. Ooh, but we need to own this tile here before we can do that. The other thing we'll be able to do with all this production is build all of our markets and banks and stuff like that very quickly. So we should have hella gold income as well. Oh, and that settler ran away. Back into their territory. Well, fine then, be like that. Now when I have the money, I'm going to need to buy one more tile here, which we'll do first to make sure that I'm set up to build my district on it. And then I'll own all the tiles I'm wanting to build on, and I'll start buying builders with my cash to start improving on these squares that we haven't been improving on. Where did I find a tribal village? Oh, cool.
No hour of life is...
Maybe I get something cool out of it.